Hello and welcome. It's been 3 weeks since Mumbai was struck by terror, and the response of citizens across the country has been overwhelming. There's been a change in guard, new laws are being proposed, and people everywhere are speaking up for the system to be reformed. CNN IBN's initiative, in partnership with Hindustan Times, Citizens Against Terror, is now well and truly a people's movement. We're at the Jaspal Kaur School here in Delhi, and the police is conducting a mock drill to prepare teachers and students for a possible terror threat. This is an initiative jointly conducted by the Delhi police and many schools in Delhi. And through the show, we'll bring you more such instances of citizens converting their anger into action to make their cities safer. Best-laid plans are often unhinged by corruption. The police recently revealed that all the Mumbai terrorists were carrying fake identity cards with Indian names. Forged documents are all too easily available in the country. Divya Shah and citizen journalist Shweta Wadhwa reveal that corruption could well be the biggest security threat to the country.
I'm citizen journalist Shweta Wadhwa. Along with Divya Shah from CNN IBN, I decided to find out how easy it is to obtain an Indian identity, how easy it is for the sleeper terror cells to operate in our country. We chose India's capital Delhi, our first stop, to acquire an original birth certificate without submitting any document for verification. We reached the Sub-Divisional Magistrates Court in Saket at South Delhi. With a hidden camera in tow, we asked around for a birth certificate. Initially, a couple of brokers looked hesitant, but we soon found Subhash and Govind. They offered to provide a birth certificate and no other documents were needed as proof, they assured us. Their fees for doing this job was 4,500 rupees. Govind gave us the breakup of how many go-betweens needed to be paid off to accomplish this task.
ओरिजिनल दिल्ली का बनेगा सर। एड्रेस कहाँ का डालोगे आप? एड्रेस डाल देंगे, किसी दोस्त को संगम में आकर डाल देंगे।
This is not the first time that Subhas and Govind have been captured on camera offering to provide a birth certificate illegally.
A year ago, a CNN IBN investigation had shown how the two of them had got a birth certificate made within 5 days for a mere 3,000 rupees. CNN IBN had submitted the investigation along with the visual evidences on tape to the Intelligence Bureau. But these two touts continue to operate absolutely unchecked from the same courts. Clearly, no action had been taken, this despite the fact that a birth certificate is a valid document for obtaining a passport, for getting admission into a college, for a PAN card and a driving license. Next, I wanted to find out how easy it is for a terrorist to get a house on rent in Delhi. Remember, in the year 2000, terrorists had rented a safe house in Delhi to plot and execute the terror attack on the parliament. After the 2000 parliament attack, Delhi police had made tenant verification mandatory. I'll check out how seriously this rule is being taken. In our effort to find a house without submitting any identification papers, we came across many property dealers. Some of them did follow the tenant guidelines specified by the Delhi police and asked for verification papers. But of the 10 brokers we met, at least 8 were willing to oblige for a price. To check the extent of corruption involved, we decided to go ahead with the whole process of getting a house on rent. Anil Properties, a real estate dealer in East Delhi, offered to get us a place without police verification. In fact, he was ready to get our rent agreement done within 10 minutes.
Rent agreement बनने में कितना टाइम लगेगा?
10 मिनट लगते हैं।
Same day.
हाँ, 10 मिनट लगते हैं। आप वो बंदे को भेजेंगे, कोड बना के ले आएगा। वो एक दिन बाद ले आना, वो चलवा देंगे, तुरंत करवा देंगे। आप कौन सा टेररिस्ट थोड़ी हैं?
Within a day, we had our rent agreement. A token amount was paid to the owner, and for a mere 500 rupees to circumvent the police verification, the papers were before us. It just cost me rupees 3,000 to get a house on rent in the capital within a day's time. Why? Because I don't look like a terrorist?
आप कौन सा टेररिस्ट थोड़ी हैं?
Then how does a terrorist look like? Look at this image captured in Mumbai. The attacker in cargo pant and a fake Versace t-shirt. Does he look like a terrorist? How did he make his way into the country? Ajmal Kasab had a fake Indian fishing license. He was also carrying an identity card of the Hyderabad-based Arunodaya degree and PG college in the name of Sameer Chaudhary. Police have revealed that all the attackers of 2611 had fake identity cards on them with Indian names. How did they acquire these documents? Possibly the same way that I am getting mine.
पैसे खर्च करें सब कुछ बनेगा तो हिंदुस्तान का नाम है जुगाड़ का देश.
Jugaad ka desh? We don't want to continue being a Jugaad ka desh. If you and I stop resorting to the illegal methods to get our work done, then these touts will also have to stop their Jugaad. It's because of us that they flourish. To bring this to the notice of the government, I met Delhi Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit.
We are trying to eradicate from Delhi by making everything computerized, the RTI, these things, so that people get aware of their right to information, of what are they suffering from. And I think the more open governance we get into, the less will be the corruption.
With a pledge to fight corruption, along with Divya Shah, this is citizen journalist Shweta Wadhwa for CNN IBN.
Schools, as we can see, are already being better prepared to face up to emergencies. But how secure are other locations in the city? Take a look.
I'm Raghav Puri, a resident of Connaught Place. This is an area which had seen a terror attack just a few months ago. Behind me is Palika Bazaar, one of the most sensitive markets in the capital, which has always been under the shadow of terror. Right now, this market, like others, has been placed under high alert. But I want to make people realize how a lot more needs to be done to make this place a whole lot safer. There are guards at every gate, some who frisk you thoroughly, and others who let you off with just a look. These men aren't even armed. They don't even have lathis to defend themselves. वो guards भी घूमते हैं और लाठी के साथ घूम रहे हैं, तो उसका क्या?
ये इसीलिए हमने सबको जो भी कंसर्न अथॉरिटीज़ हैं, जैसे पुलिस कमिश्नर साहब हैं या लोकल SHO है या NDMC ने सबको इस चीज़ के लिए लिखा है कि हमको आर्म्ड गार्ड जरूर से जरूर प्रोवाइड कराए.
And right across Palika Bazaar is Central Park, one of the places where terror struck on the 13th of September. Shockingly, there are just 6 guards here, and none of them are armed either. It would be wrong to say that there's no security anywhere, but we can't be happy with just a guard outside a gate. He needs to be armed too, to tackle any eventuality. And it is the duty of all citizens to make sure that they're frisked, because the safety and security of the city is our responsibility too. This is Raghav Puri, citizen journalist for CNN IBN.
I am Devashish Bhattacharya. I am having certain amount of keys and ball bearings with me in this small foil. I am going to put up this foil in this bag. And now I will pass through the different gates of ISBT. Let me see whether the security officials can find out this metal on those gates or not. I went through at least 3 gates, but no one bothered to check what was inside the bag. Anybody can enter ISBT through this gate. I have also entered ISBT through this gate. Nobody has checked my baggage. And there is a guard who is a non-Delhi police official guard. He is there, but where is Delhi police? Next, I kept my bag in a Volvo bus. The attendant did not even ask me to show a ticket. What if this had been a bomb? Have they checked your bags?
No.
How do you feel this?
Just we are holding our life and going on, that's all.
They should be more worried about our safety.
It's on the mercy of God only.
I left my bag at several other locations in ISBT, but there was no alarm. It went completely undetected. There are approximately 50,000 people who come here every day, and shockingly, they can become targets at any point of time. The security situation at ISBT is for everyone to see. This is high time that our security agencies should wake up. Otherwise, another disaster is waiting to happen. I am Devashish Bhattacharya, citizen journalist, CNN IBN.
Still ahead on Citizens Against Terror. What can you do if you're caught in an unforeseen situation? Experts offer critical advice.
We teach our guys, whatever you get your hands on, you use that to protect yourself and to protect the people that you're with.
Welcome back. You're watching our special show, Citizens Against Terror. We're at the Jaspal Kaur School here in Delhi, and the police is conducting a mock drill, preparing students to evacuate in case of an emergency. Prior training in such situations is imperative. Take the case of Nigel, a security expert, a South African security expert who, along with his team, guided more than 100 people to safety during the attack at the Taj.
While looking out, we heard the big bang. People running away from the Taj. In the restaurant at that stage, we had about between 40 and 60 people in the restaurant alone. We didn't want to go past the elevator, so we went through the kitchen. All the big furniture, you know, they got the mantelpieces and stuff like that, like the big chests where they put stuff on. We pushed that up against the door, but the doors open both ways. So we locked them, and then we barricaded them up, put other furniture on top of it, just to shield that part of the room. We basically armed ourselves with whatever was in the kitchen of the hotel. We teach our guys, whatever you get your hands on, you use that to protect yourself and to protect the people that you're with. People are just panicking. So we split the team up and we went among the people and we started talking to them, chatting to them, letting them know, listen, we're all working together here. We're gonna find a way out. We started calling people on the outside to give us intel as to what is taking place. We had no TV. And we didn't want women and male and female together because husband and wife are together. And if somebody panics, you'll find that the husband will push everybody out of the way to protect his wife. So we separated them. So the men went one side and the females went one side. Once we came out, we were stopped immediately. We had to identify ourselves. So they checked everybody, and I was happy to be checked. I mean, normally when I'm working out here, I'm doing the checking.
With thousands of school bags making their way into classrooms, it's hard to keep tabs on all the items that come in. If a suspicious object is found in a school or in a public place, then a bomb detection team like this needs to be called in. What other advice can people follow? Citizen journalist Rajiv Mathur has more.
I'm Rajiv Mathur. I'm into this security profession for very many years now. Recently, Mumbai terror strike and bomb blast have shaken us and woken us up again. We all are thinking, what next? I'm standing at Mehrauli, a market in New Delhi, where in September a bomb blast happened. 2 people died and several others got injured. This all happened out of curiosity when the young child wanted to pick up an identified object. Let me tell you what we should all do in case we find a suspicious object. First thing and the most important is stay calm, do not panic. Do not make the place crowded and stay away from the suspicious object. Also, try not to touch the suspicious object. There are wires. Do not touch those wires if you see them. Also, do not put water on that. Always you have to dial number which is 100 police or 1090, which is also police helpline. It's time for all of us to become citizens against terror. This is citizen journalist Rajiv Mathur for CNN IBN.
We're not all security experts, but there's simple do's and don'ts that all of us can follow if you're ever caught in an unforeseen situation. This week, citizen journalist Brigadier Jai Singhania has this simple advice to follow if you're ever checking into a hotel.
Hi, this is Brigadier Mike Jai Singhani. During the army tenure, we have been taught how to handle terrorist strikes. God forbid, if these strikes will take place again in Mumbai or any other city. Here are certain pointers which will assist you in saving yourself during such attacks. If you are checking the hotel, see if such security measures like CCTVs are in place there. However important you are, cooperate with any security checks or any baggage checks, even if it has to be put through an X-ray machine. Always check at the reception if they have any booklet containing important telephone numbers or they have any internal emergency number list. Make sure you have keyed in the emergency response service number of the city in your mobile and also a number of a person who needs to be contacted in case of any adverse situation as ICE, short for in case of emergency. Familiarize yourself with the hotel layout. make a mental note of all the emergency exits. Select a room on the periphery so that it is easier for the rescue teams to assist you in case of an emergency. Ensure you can recognize the staff at the hotel serving you. It becomes easier for you to identify any impersonator. Always leave your hotel room neat so that on your return, if you find something disturbed, you know that somebody is in your room and you're prepared. Whenever you're carrying a licensed weapon, you need to declare the same with the hotel management and keep it in the safe deposit locker. Lastly, take responsibility for yourself. And the best way to do that is by being vigilant and by being well informed. In Mumbai, this is citizen journalist Brigadier Mike Jaisinghani for CNN IBN.
Following the Mumbai terror attacks, all districts in Delhi have set up quick response teams like these. After the break on Citizens Against Terror, artists portray their take on the Mumbai attacks. Welcome back. You're with Citizens Against Terror. We've stepped out of our school and we're at a web kiosk in Delhi that CNN IBN Hindustan Times has set up so you can voice your opinion to counter terror.
In the airports and in the metro stations, we have seen we are against frisking. We often get quite pissed off by it, which should not be so.
We need to be more responsive to something like this. If there's anything suspicious that we find around, we must report to the authorities.
If you want to pay tribute to whoever lost their life in these attacks, you just have to be a responsible citizen. That's how you can pay tribute to all the martyrs.
The attacks in Mumbai have united technocrats, politicians, activists, and even artists. The paint is yet to dry on this wall depicting the Taj Hotel in Mumbai. But of the three French artists who've painted this in Delhi, it's not about fear or violence, but hope. Here's to the men who've picked up their brushes to battle terror.
Namaste, मैं दिल्ली में हूँ.
Hi, I'm Miguel.
Martin Deser मेरा नाम.
A graffiti artist from France.
I'm part of
Citizens Against Terror
for CNN IBN.
Three Frenchmen stuck in a guest house during the Mumbai attack expressed their solidarity with the victims using a medium they know best, art.
We had decided to make the tribute wall for all victims because we were very touched about what happened this day, because it was really terrifying.
The name of each life lost comes together to form India. Fists rise united in the spirit of survival. The Taj stands tall and serene, all in a tribute to the spirit of Mumbai.
You have to react positively, in fact, and to show that everybody is strong and the show must go on and the life had to continue.
और ये मेरे उन परिवारों को मेरी तरफ से श्रद्धांजलि भी कलाकार की.
I may be just one among artists all over the nation on whom the Mumbai terror strikes have had a deep impact, but to me, they also come as a rude reminder of the May 13 blasts in Jaipur, my hometown. I express this pain into portraits that pay homage to the martyrs of November 26th.
जब मैंने लाइव देखा तो मन बड़ा मेरा विचलित हो गया कि आज उनके साथ में क्या हो रही है.
That's when I decided to paint portraits of the martyrs of Mumbai, just as I had done during the Kargil war and the Jaipur blasts as well. Once these paintings are complete, I will hand them over to the families of the martyrs as my salute to these heroes.
You too can paint, type, or just voice your opinions and ideas. We look forward to hearing from you. Log on to ibnlive.com or find a web kiosk in your city that we've set up and speak up. From entire team here, thanks for watching and stay safe.